128 runs to Singapore. It's hard to tell exactly who has the edge in this encounter. Sure, Malaysia are batting first, and they did whitewash Hong Kong 5-0 in the interport series that preceded this tournament. Hong Kong, for their part, have more experience playing against higher-ranked associates. Here's Aizaz Khan for the first ball. Watchfully played by Virendeep Singh. Malaysia once again opening up with Virendeep, and shot a ball Anwar Arudin. Aizaz Khan struggling to find his radar there. Not the first time that Aizaz Khan has drifted down the leg side this week. It's a play and a miss. A little too wide, however. Hong Kong skipper will not be happy with this start. Aizaz's unnerving accuracy is no doubt his unique selling point. Right on the money.
Mình ra rồi ăn.
Kali bahasa Nepali. Biar itu lagi.
Malaysian coach Bilal Assad now walking over as well, joining the skipper and the team manager. It seems as if the decision is going to go against Malaysia. They're clearly not happy about this. I have to say, however, I feel like this delay has gone on for a little too long. At the end of the day, human errors are a part of the sport, and I think you just have to accept it and move on. Bilal Assad now pointing out the only reason, in his words, the only reason first wicket fell is because the 30-yard circle was not correctly marked. Bilal Assad now asking the match referee a rhetorical question. And what are you here for? Are you going to take responsibility for this decision? There's just one delivery left now in the first over. We're all set to resume. Early drama and tension all around. You can cut the tension here at the third tie cricket ground with a knife. So much at stake for both teams. We continue to have a bit of a delay as the ground staff attempt to mark out the 30-yard circle. While we wait, just a recap of both teams' tournaments so far. Malaysia in that last game against Singapore, falling victim to a relentless assault from Tim David, an unbeaten 92 of just 32 balls, which propelled Singapore to 239. Earlier in the tournament, however, Malaysia were able to upset Nepal. And perhaps upset is not the right word to use in this context. At least prior to the game against Singapore, it was widely believed that Malaysia did have one of the stronger batting lineups in this tournament. They have got the openers, of course. Ahmed Faiz at number 4, followed by highly promising Syed Aziz Mubarak, and designated finishers Sharveen Moniandi and Aminuddin Ramli at 6 and 7. The ability to bat and define holes for each batsman in their order. They would have been very disappointed with that result against Singapore. Here's Azaz. And that's straight to long off. A dot ball. Round off a tense first over. 3 for 1 Malaysia. Hong Kong going in unchanged. This all-important
Oh,
fixture.
yeah.
And it's going to be Kinchit Shah to open from the other end, just like he has throughout the tournament. He will be coming around the wicket. Kazar Hayat. That's just nudged away. Kazar off the mark with his first ball. It's a 5-4 leg side field here for Kinchit. Without a doubt. He will be trying to check out Malaysia's batsman. Despite the overnight rain, there's every chance that this pitch will continue to hit the spinners. Ground, of course, baking under the scorching sun in Bangkok here for the last 4 hours or so. And that's nudged away again. Well cleaned up there by mid-wicket. Waqas Barkat, of course. Will we see leg spinners once again? And that's slogged away on the leg side. The umpire raises his arms. First maximum for Gurundeep Singh and for Malaysia. Just picked up over deep square leg. Easily done from the tall, elegant right-hander. From the other end, Azaz erring down leg side and then overcorrecting too wide of off stump. He'll want to find his radar. Zahar Hayat just charges at that. And it's a quickly run two. Perhaps a caught McKechnie on the half volley. Not easy to collect. Zahar Hayat just looking a little gingerly, crossing over that second run. It's nudged away for a quick single into the cover region. So after that tense first over, some normalcy returning to the proceedings. Malaysia perhaps just taking a little too long, dwelling too much on that piece of misfortune. It's nudged away into the cover region. A quick single. The man at backward point, running over to his right. Unable to stop the batsman crossing over. Malaysia, just with the one maximum so far. They're keeping the scoreboard ticking and minimizing the amount of dot balls that they face. Scott McKechnie now has come up to the stumps. Perhaps in reaction to Kazar Hayat charging his last delivery. Can only find cover. Hong Kong, their record recently in do-or-die games, not the best. Dismantled, of course, by JP Kotsa in Namibia. And then outclassed by Jatinder Singh, Naseem Khushi, and Bilal Khan. And that's an overthrow. Sloppy work there. Everyone crucial. Such a big game. Like I was saying, 50 runs in the last 3 overs against Oman. Jatinder Singh and Naseem Khushi took poor Hong Kong's bowlers to all parts. Bilal Khan, of course, following that up with a dangerous opening burst, game-winning opening burst. Play and a miss. Good end to the over. A tight one for Hong Kong. Just 5 off it. Malaysia 17 for 1. All set to continue. Goalkeeper Scott McKechnie and skipper Azaz Khan having a word with their vice captain. Scott McKechnie, perhaps a year ago, not a regular in Hong Kong's lineup. His game has gone from strength to strength in recent times. Some key contributions, of course, in the T20 World Cup qualifiers. One of the best wicketkeepers in this tournament. Here's Kinship. Use of the feet by Kazar Hayat. Has he split that gap? No, he doesn't. Long on, runs around to his right, cuts that off, just a single. Kazar Hayat not happy with that. Feels like there was a boundary for the taking. Unable to find that gap. So a minor early advantage for Hong Kong. Still very early days, both in this first innings and in the match. Another big shot attempted. Has he found the gap this time? Worked for long on. He's unable to cut that off, Nazakat Khan. Virandeep showing Kazgar exactly how it's done. Virandeep Singh now off to a positive start. Malaysia, of course, as a team, don't get to play any red ball cricket. But given his technique and his composure, you feel like Virandeep would be perfect for the red ball formats. And that's aced off the back foot. Oh, it seems as if the backward point, a little wrong-footed, overbalances and lets that through for a boundary. Back-to-back boundaries now for Malaysia. Sloppy there from Hong Kong. Perhaps that ball just spinning a little bit, deceiving the man there at backward point. Just worked off the hips. Intelligent there from Veerdeep Singh. Veerdeep Singh now moves on to 18 of just 13 balls. The most impressive aspect of his innings so far is that he's looked in control, hasn't looked to overhit the ball, and not playing too many dot balls. Sent back Kazar Hayat just in time. Good call from Veerdeep to just send his eager partner back. Single not available there. Just one ball left in the over. Mid-off out. Kazar Hayat. Of one from Kinchit. Malaysia ticking along at exactly 7 runs and over. Hong Kong, of course, going into this game unchanged. They feel like this is their strongest 11, and they're backing the 11 men on the field right now. A change in the bowling, it seems. Unless my eyes are deceiving me, that is Harun Arshad. Bowled so well to start with against Singapore before leaking runs in his final over. A swing and a miss, an appeal from Scott McKechnie. The umpire is unmoved. McKechnie doesn't appear overly aggrieved at that decision. Perhaps an appeal more out of hope than expectation. Just guided away by Kazar Hayat. Kazar still looking for his first boundary. Kazar Hayat so impressive with the ball against Hong Kong in the Interport series. Takes that on full and easy run to mid-off, who chooses not to throw. Like I was just saying, Kazar Hayat, a very impressive series against Hong Kong with the ball. An interesting off-spinner, Kazar Hayat. Not exactly known for his flight and guile. But on his day, he fires it in straight, without giving the batsman any room to work with. And it was effective last week in the Interport series. Another dot ball for him, however. Hong Kong will want to keep the out-of-form right-hander on strike as much as possible. A big shot attempted. He's got a fortuitous edge on that. The third man manages to cut it off, but not before the batsmen come back for two. No slip in position. Even if there was, it would have been a sharp chance. Mid-on and mid-off up. 5-4 offside field. Strays down leg side. Kazar Hayat unable to take advantage. It's a single down to Ehsan Khan at fine leg. A decent start there for Harun Arshad, just conceding 5 in his first over. A conference now between Azaz Khan and ageless off-spinner Ehsan Khan. And yes, Ehsan Khan has taken his cap off. He's going to come in for the final over the power play. First time we've seen spin. Apologies, not the first time we've seen spin in this power play. Inchit Shah leaking 20 runs in his 2 overs. Hong Kong seamers a lot more tidy. Use of the feet. Does he pierce the gap? No, he doesn't. Easy work there at long on for Nazakat Khan. Kazar Hayat definitely showing some intent. Just unable to get the result that he so craves. That's straight down the ground. And it beats skipper Azaz Khan at mid-off. We're on deep with yet another boundary. He now moves into the 20s on 23. An elegant and powerful shot there from Virundeep. Worked away. Straight to mid-wicket. Vikas Parkat tightens up. As usual, Ehsan Khan, danger man here in Hong Kong. Ladder. And that one just evading his right hand. We don't call him the evergreen Ehsan Khan for no reason. Usually really good off his own bowling. One of the most unheralded players in this Hong Kong lineup. Nudged away to backward point, a simple single. We've seen Hong Kong do this many times, bringing Ehsan on in the final over of the power play. He usually survives unscathed. Just a single. So 8 runs off that. That concludes the power play. Malaysia, 41, with a loss of just 1 wicket. So a mini recovery by these two, a partnership of 38. A very handy one. Virandeep on to 25. Kazar Hayat still trying to find his feet on 14. Hong Kong's bowlers, well, seamers enjoying a little more success than the spinners so far. Every chance that Malaysian skipper Ahmed Fez walks in next. Corners even, you'd have to stay. It's eased away from Rundee, unable to find. Every chance that at the conclusion of this over, we see Ehsan Khan continue, perhaps partnered by Aftab Hussain in the not too distant future. Play and a miss there. Harun Arshad just getting a hint of lateral movement. Harun Arshad, of course, is bowling coming along leaps and bounds in the last week or so, picking up that 5-wicket haul against Nepal. Unable to beat covers once more. Athletic work there by Waqas Khan. Good start for Hong Kong post the power play, starting with 3 consecutive dots. That run rate now just creeping down towards 6 runs and over. Back of a length, a slower one. Virandeep threw the shot way too early. Fails to make contact. Pressure now on the tall, elegant right-hander. Up until this over, hadn't struggled for fluency. That's starting to change, however. Just whips it away. A loose delivery there from Harun Arshad. Work to do here for Kinchit Shah. Unable to cut that off. Arshad will not be happy with that. Built up the pressure so well with 4 consecutive dots. Easy pickings, however, for Virandeep. One delivery left. An attempted single. Azhar Hayat sends him back, and wisely so. Just the boundary of that over. Malaysia now 45 for 1. Ehsan Khan to continue. Nudged away from Azhar Hayat. The off-spinning all-rounder Azhar Hayat yet to find his groove in this innings. He's hanging in there, giving the strike back to Virandeep. Almost an action replay, this time for Virandeep. perhaps a deliberate strategy to approach Ehsan Khan's spell with some degree of caution. Malaysia, however, will have to get a move on. Big shot attempted, a big appeal. It looks like it was just going down leg side. As we try to take a look at that on the replay.
Yalah, mestilah betul lah.
Walked across the stumps. Oh my word. That, it looked like it was crashing into middle stump. On the naked eye for a minute, it just looked like it was sliding down leg. Not to be. It's cut away, backward to square. Batsmen get back for two.
Chia bàn là nè. Ủa, ao dùng bàn là dùng bàn là
Deja vu there for Hong Kong. Tim David providing 2 plum LBW appeals in the last game. Ehsan Khan
số lắm
was
đâu
the
lành mấy con
unfortunate
nữa.
bowler in both instances. And once again, it's Ehsan Khan unable to get the umpire to rule in his favor. We're going to take a look at this once again. It's worth a look. Zarhayat moving across, and he was hit in line with off stump. Not an extravagant amount of turn either. Probably hitting leg stump.
And Avi, please subscribe this YouTube channel.
Fuller, dugout. Just 4 runs off the over so far from Ehsan. Once again, that run rate just gradually sneaking down towards 6 runs and over. He charges, not to the pitch of the ball. 2 dot balls to round things off, just 4 off the over. Malaysia now 49 for 1 after 8. Things just slowing down for Malaysia in the post-power play period. Just 8 runs off the last 2 overs. Aftab Hussain making an entry into the Hong Kong team after the T20 World Cup qualifiers. Cementing his position as a regular in this Hong Kong team. His performances over the last 5 or 6 months, very promising for the men in red and black. Use of the feet there from Verandeep. Aftab Hussain, it looked like he just got a hand on that. And that's 50 up now for Malaysia. 1 ball into the 9th over. A little slower than they would have hoped. Use of the feet once again, Kizar Hayat. Not able to get the boundary, smacks his pad in frustration. Good we see a change in the batting order for Malaysia? Perhaps a promotion into the Ramli. Oh, and that's slapped away, but sweeper cover in position, makes no mistake. Hongkong's two spinners through the middle overs haven't had a single bad game in this tournament. And Kazar Hayat looking for his first boundary, and he finds it. Splits the gap between Kinchit Shah at deep square leg and Harun Arshad at short fine leg. As we take a look at that on the replay, too far down leg side and easy pickings. Is this the boundary that helps Kazar Hayat turn things around in this innings and in this tournament? A top edge this time, a chance for Kinchit, and he makes no mistake. Second falls for Malaysia. They're now 56 for 2. So Kazar Hayat unable to push on after his first boundary. He rips his gloves off in disgust, smacked himself on the pad with his bat once again. All eyes on the dugout now. Who's the next man in? And it's the skipper himself who walks out to the middle. Ahmed Fez, aiming to lead from the front. Aftab Hussain once again making the crucial breakthrough. In the last game against Singapore, he dismissed both Surendran Chandramohan and Rohan Rangarajan off consecutive balls in the 11th over. Had it not been for Aftab Hussain's double strike at such a crucial period, perhaps Singapore would have motored on to 180. Just one ball left in Aftab Hussain's first over. Just a slight delay here. It seems as if they are changing the ball. Just a little out of shape. Randeep Singh, key man here. Malaysia batting undefeated on 32. Harun Arshad just wiping an excessive amount of sweat off his brow. This perhaps the warmest day of the tournament here, the third time in Bangkok. Sultry conditions, no doubt. We're all set now. The last ball of the 9th over, a successful one for Aftab Hussain. How does skipper Ahmed Fez now approach his innings? Malaysia will be eyeing a total in the region of 150. Full toss. That's punched down to long off. Ahmed Fez now off the mark. 8 runs off that over, but a crucial wicket of Kizar Hayat. An interesting move. Leg spinner Wakas Barkley, expensive against Singapore. He gets another go. Slip in position. The leg spinner. Half volley on leg stump. Too easy for Ahmed Fez. Four. Offside field for the leg spinner. Slip now goes out with Verandeep Singh on strike. He drops back to a short third man. Just guided away behind square. A little bit of misunderstanding there from Ahmed Fez and Verandeep Singh.
Anh u ba hẹp nữa, ba hẹp này cái này nhé. Là đó. Bây giờ aki ra. Aki. Em thằng đi, nhà đây. Nhà ta. Anh thấy sao chứ? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thế còn là cái nhà đang thì cho nó là làm gì đó. Mua luôn hả? Ê. Em có cái nào này.
And that's slopped up in the air. He hasn't got it. It's down to long on, a massive wicket. The wicket of Verandeep Singh. So the change of bowling works. Wakas Barkley picks up his first wicket. Malaysia now in a hint of trouble. Trying to get on with it. Right there for the slog sweep. A little too wide. And Nizakat Khan, that man again at long on. He loves fielding in that position. He rarely makes a mistake. Malaysia now 60 for 3. They have 8 points. Continue along. A ball. Gonna have to speed up. Cautiously played there from Ahmed Fez. Lucky to get away with that top edge in the last over. Hong Kong will be encouraged by the amount of purchase that Waqas Barkat was able to get. Gives them an extra bowling option. And is that taken? Seems like it was a play and a miss coming off Scott McKechnie's gloves and to Waqas Khan. Once again, a generous amount of turn. Malaysia's spinners will be watching, and they'll be licking their lips. So good recovery here from Ahmed Fez. Apologies from Aftab Hussain after a wide in his first delivery. Once again, failing to find the gap, Ahmed Fez. Unable to find the middle of the gap of the bat so far in this innings. That's Fuller, who's driven down to long off. So good over there from Aftab Hussain. Just the 2 runs off it. Hong Kong spinners in familiar fashion, once again, putting on the squeeze. Quick look at the scorecard. Verandeep Singh getting into the 30s, but slowing down a little bit. Before top edging an attempted slog sweep straight to Nizakat Khan at long on. Waqas Barkat, the leg spinner, to continue. Let's cut away this time from Ahmed Fez. A good piece of fielding there by backward point. Paving at least 1 run, if not 3. Syed Aziz Mubarak now facing his first ball. Syed Aziz Mubarak, of course, one of the most promising youngsters in this tournament. He's already played a couple dozen games for Malaysia. An appeal for LBW, half-hearted. It's running down to the fine leg boundary, but it's cut off by the man there, Aftab Hussain. And yes, leg by signaled by the umpire. A wide down the leg side. This can happen, of course, to the part-time leg spinner. A little bit of turn and appeal, perhaps a little too high, judging from the naked eye. As we take a look at this on the replay. Tough to tell, really. was marginal. Not an easy call, of course, for the umpire. Tries to pull that away once again, and he's gifted another wide. Now, Hong Kong perhaps just a little bit sloppy on their radar today. Straying down the leg side on one too many occasions. That's swept away. Deep square leg. Tidies up quite comfortably.
Hai guys, ayo hai cricket ayo स्वास्थ्यमा हजुर स्वास्थ्यमा क्रिकेट आयो स्वास्थ्यमा ल है guys
You know,
Fez finds cover once again. It's been a frustrating day so far for the Malaysian skipper. He sensed that controversial dismissal Anwar Aradin in the first over. It's turned away. Just a single. We will recap that controversial dismissal in the next over. For now, however, it's 69 for 3 Malaysia. We're just over 2 hours away from a result in an absolutely massive game here. Has Ahmed Fez found the gap? No, he has not. So Malaysia, who would have been targeting a total in the region of 150 prior to this innings, perhaps more, perhaps 160. I just wonder, are they revising their expectations? Are Hong Kong revising their expectations of what is a par score, what is an achievable chase? Purchase off the surface for the spinners. A reminder that whoever wins this game goes into the final qualifying round for the Asia Cup.
Please subscribe.
Yorker dug out. Intelligent piece of bowling there from Aftab Hussain. He, of course, has a more than capable mentor in Ehsan Khan. Use of the feet. Just gets an inside edge onto his pads. 2 consecutive dot balls now. Just one off the first 3 deliveries in this over. Just 10 runs coming in the last 15 balls for Malaysia. An attempted paddle around the corner. Doesn't make contact, but gets a wide. A big shot this time, and he has made good connection. That sails over, and sails over quite easily. Syed Aziz Mubarak with a much-needed maximum. Just picked that one up over cow corner. Syed Aziz, of course, playing with the spin of the ball. Hitting with the spin of the ball, I beg your pardon. Another attempted sweep. This one was wider and slower from Aftab Hussain. Looked like a very premeditated shot there from Syed Aziz. Once again, down to long on. He does not beat him. It's just a single to round off the 13th over. A much better one for Malaysia. 9 runs off it. They are 78 for 3 after 13. As promised, I will run you through a controversial first dismissal in the first over. Anwar Arden, of course, holding out. Injit Shah in the covers. The only problem, however, is it seemed as if the 30-yard circle wasn't marked. Play was held up subsequently by 10 minutes. Ahmed Faiz, coach Bilal Assad, both coming down to the match referee for animated discussions. Life goes on, so does the match. Forced to accept what they felt was an unfair decision. Randeep Singh and Kuzar Hayat then proceeded to rebuild the innings before the two of them fell in quick succession, with Hong Kong spinners putting on the squeeze. A wicket apiece for Hassan Khan, Waqas Barkat, and skipper Azaz Khan. Here's Hassan. Down to third man, just a single. Big shot attempted from Ahmed Faiz. And yes, it's gone over the man there. Umpire just looking for confirmation. Is he raising his arms? He's half raised them. And yes, he finally does signal 6. Over cow corner there. For Azaz Khan and Jamie Atkinson not happy with the man on the boundary. It looked as if he was standing in. Very interesting, given the short dimensions here in the TCG. It's a decision that's cost Hong Kong both a wicket and 6 runs. Is that 5 wides? Signal from the umpire. Ahmed Faiz did get bat on that. He now moves on to 17. Faiz desperately needed those 10 runs he's just picked up. He was starting to slow down. Are we seeing a swing of the pendulum? Another one. Down to cow corner this time. Yes, it's taken. A very intelligent piece of fielding there. Great teamwork from Hong Kong in the deep. We're going to get confirmation on the 2 fielders involved in just a second. Here's the replay. Worth another look. Ahmed Faiz trying to clear the boundary once again. There we go, just before stepping on the rope. He manages to throw it in to Azaz Khan. Apologies, Nazakat Khan. Two balls before. Ahmed Faiz pulled out at cow corner. The man been back on the circle. Hong Kong could have potentially saved 10 runs. Better late than never, of course. Hong Kong with their 4th wicket. And yes, it's hard hitter Aminuddin Ramli coming in at number 6. A crucial period of play here for both teams. Aminuddin Ramli with the ability to take the game away from the opposition in a matter of 5 or 10 minutes. Malaysia's designated finisher. And a reverse paddle there from Syed Aziz Mubarak. Backward point. Point for single. Aziz Mubarak not making the ideal amount of connection with that. He, however, moves into double figures. More scratchy innings from Syed Aziz Mubarak so far, with the exception of that one maximum over cow corner. Meanwhile, though, if Hong Kong can get him early, will dent Malaysia's chances of posting a total in the region of 140 or 150. Massive period of play. In the context of the match, a swing and a miss. Shah not quite been on top of his game with the ball so far in the tournament, or with the bat really. Shortens his length. Perhaps just saw Aminuddin Ramli coming. And the big hitter, he opens his account. In case you haven't noticed, yes, my voice is on 25% battery. Should be just enough to get you through the remainder of this innings and the remainder of this game. What a tournament it's been so far. Doesn't quite get the connection on that, just a single. Man runs in from mid-wicket. Like I was saying, what a tournament it's been so far. 4 very evenly matched teams. With apologies, of course, to hosts Thailand. A good experience for them nonetheless. The home team. It's not often that Thailand get to play higher ranked associates. Too slow. Slowed it down there, Kinchit Shah. Syed Aziz Mubarak threw his shot way too early. A good comeback over there from Kinchit Shah, just the 4 runs off it. Malaysia continue to struggle for fluency. They're now 94 for 4 with only 5 overs left to play with. Syed Aziz Mubarak, of course, into double figures. Aminuddin Ramli, he's not going to take any half measures. Jarveen Muniandi, likely to walk out at number 7. Not too much batting though after that for Malaysia. Malaysia, of course, after being pulverized by Tim David in Singapore, going in with the extra bowler, a seamer, Devendran Mogan. Aftab Hussain now into his last over. Down to Jamie Atkinson at long off. A little bit of spin on that, but he's able to deal with it, and just a single. Use of the feed takes that on the full. A chance here for two. A strong throw there from the man sweeping on the boundary. Got round to it really quickly. A quick release. Just a single. Hong Kong, of course, can struggle sometimes in the death with the ball. That's straight down the ground. Nizakat Khan, that man again at long on. He's had a lot of work to do today, taking 2 catches. One of those catches, of course, most of the work was done by the man from deep mid-wicket. Nizakat Khan was there. And the man at mid-wicket threw it in. Wide down the leg side from Aftab Hussain. A little bit of spin. It looks like bat pad. A loud appeal. The umpire's unmoved. Aftab Hussain can't believe it. That sounded very woody to me. We have to take a look at this replay. On second thought, it didn't look like there was bat on that. A loud appeal from Scott McKechnie. He would have been somewhat unsighted. Close call. But it would appear like the right decision was made. A top edge. One bounce to fine leg. Malaysia fully aware that they've got to put their foot on the accelerator. And they've got to do it sooner rather than later. Much quicker there from Aftab Hussain. He closes out the over and his spell. An impressive one from the left arm spinner. Just 23 runs he's given away. And 1 crucial wicket. Just a reminder of what's to come for Malaysia, or who's to come rather. Jarveen Muniandi, more than likely to walk in next. However, from 8 downwards, not a lot to write home about for Malaysia. This, the 5th wicket partnership, absolutely crucial for the Southeast Asian nation. Aminuddin Ramli yet to find his first boundary. Syed Aziz with just the 1 maximum. He's in double figures, but has struggled, aside, of course, from that Mo Howe corner. Waqas Barkat with 1 very useful wicket. Hong Kong spinners once again grabbing the headlines so far. And it's skipper Azaz Khan back into the attack. Struggled a little bit in the death yesterday, but did pick up the all-important wicket of Tim David. A swing and a miss. It's a 100 up for Malaysia. It's taken 16.2 overs, however. Just 22 balls left in the innings. That magical score of 150. Likes to take that on the bounce. Didn't look like he would get there in time.
All of you, please subscribe. Please subscribe this YouTube channel.
Better over for Malaysia so far, 7 off it. 2 balls still remaining. You can cut the tension at the third tie cricket ground with a knife. Neither dugout too vocal. And that's pulled away. Is that over the man? A deep mid wicket. Yes, it is. Syed Aziz Mubarak now getting a move on with his second maximum. Massive over here for Malaysia in the context of this innings. 13 runs off it. Azaz Khan continues to leak runs at the death of the innings. Last ball of the over coming up. An area that Hong Kong no doubt will have to work on going. Their death bowling in recent times. A tad bit suspect. Top point for Singapore. Just letting them off the hook. Are they going to repeat the mistake today against Singapore's neighbors, Malaysia? Innovative shot attempted. Signal from the umpire is byes. Not often that you see Scott McKechnie letting one go. But Harun Arshad now with 2 overs left. Is he the man to close things out for Hong Kong? Must be. An interesting decision from Azaz Khan not to use Ehsan Khan's final over. But does Ehsan come in to bowl the next one? Atop Badge, a chance here for third man. Makes no mistake. Amiruddin Ramli could not get going, and Malaysia now lose half their side. They're 114 for 5. With 4 balls left in the 18th over. A massive wicket there from Hong Kong. Could save them 10 to 15 runs. Syed Aziz Mubarak, however, at the other end, getting his eye in. It's not easy to say who's in the driver's seat right now. I'm sure opinion is divided. Malaysia on course for a total in the region of 140, perhaps a little lower, perhaps just a little bit higher. But these fine margins could decide this game when it all comes down to it. Yesterday, of course, saw the closest game of the tournament. 2 days ago, apologies. Closest game of the tournament between Singapore and Hong Kong. That beats third man. Fortuitous there from Syed Aziz Mubarak. Apologies, nothing fortuitous about that at all. I thought he got an edge on that. My view just a little bit blocked by the man at long on, Jamie Atkinson. No issues, however. An inventive piece of cricket there from the talented left-hander. Tries again. Scott McKechnie not happy with himself. He sets himself higher standards than that. We were talking him up earlier in the innings, talking about how he is one of the most accomplished wicketkeepers in the tournament. perhaps a mild commentator's curse working its magic. Every run now, so important. We had a close game 2 days ago, and something tells me we're going to have maybe an even closer one today. It's Fuller. Looked like a slower ball there. Shah makes no mistake at deep cover. Malaysia looking set for one of those in-between totals. It is just holding up in the surface. I'm sure Malaysia, sitting in the dugout, are taking notes. Generous amount of spin for both Waqas Barkat and Aftab Hussain. Harun Arshad will want to end strongly. 7 runs off the over, a decent one for Hong Kong. That's down to long on. Jamie Atkinson, he's too quick. They're not going to take on his arm. So 8 runs off the over. Malaysia now 121 for 5. So Verandeep Singh and Syed Aziz Mubarak top scoring so far for Malaysia. Syed Aziz, of course, with those 2 maximums. The bowling has been shared around. Aftab Hussain, probably the pick of the bowlers for Hong Kong. Harun Arshad as well, economical in his 3-over spell. Malaysia, of course, with wickets in hand. There's 2 overs left. And it's Azaz Khan again. That's edged away. Chance here. The man at backward point, Kinchit Shah makes no mistake. Looked more like a gully, in fact. That is the big wicket of Syed Aziz Mubarak. Skipper Azaz Khan, the decision to keep himself on, paying off. A slower one, wide of the off stump. Syed Aziz Mubarak not getting the kind of connection he would have been hoping for. Hong Kong with 2 very key wickets. First, Aminuddin Ramli, swashbuckler, who wasn't able to get going. And just now, Syed Aziz Mubarak. Story of the inning so far for Malaysia. Few batsmen getting into double figures. 2 batsmen getting into the 30s, but no one quite taking the responsibility and getting that big score. Something that's set Singapore aside from the competition so far. Consecutive half centuries for Tim David, consecutive half centuries for Siddhant Singh at the top of the order, allowing Singapore, the rest of Singapore's batting lineup, to build around them. Nothing of the sort from Malaysia so far in this innings. Sharveen Muniandi on strike as the batsman crossed. Slower bouncer that deceives him. The Hong Kong seamers making good use of the variation in this pitch. Not afraid to just slow it up. Opting for a slower ball at this stage can be a very gutsy move, especially if it's short of the length. Once again, Threw his shot way too early, Sharveen Munyandi. Signal from the umpire is a leg by. So just that one leg by so far off the over. Only 3 deliveries left. Azaz Khan making a good comeback after going for runs in his last over. That's guided away. Just a single. Fithri Sham, left-hander and left arm spinner. He no doubt will have a key role to play with the ball in hand. For now, however, he'll help Malaysia to eke out perhaps 15 runs. Unable to get that away, tried to just flick that over Arun Arshad at a short fine leg. An intelligent piece of bowling there from Azaz Khan. No boundaries yet in this over. But with the exception of his third over disappearing 14, it has been a good day for Hong Kong skipper. A swing and a miss once again from Fithri Sham. And that's it for Azaz Khan's spell. A good one from the captain, picking up 2 wickets, going at just about a run a ball. Hong Kong just dragging things back in that over. Just 6 balls left now in the innings. What can Malaysia come up with? Arun Arshad going at just 5 runs and over so far. He'll be looking to close things out. Are we going to see more slower balls just dug into the surface? False start there. Hong Kong, to their credit, have executed their plans at the death of the innings. However, that can all change in the next 6 balls. A crucial 6 balls in the context of this game. A reverse sweep attempted, gets no contact on that. Dot balls at this stage like gold dust. Mid-pitch conference, a punch of the gloves. Will there be a change of strategy here for Malaysia? Azaz Khan just taking his time to get his field right. Looks like Sharveen Munyandi is just eyeing up that gap between cover and long off. Oh, and that's looked like he was